What if I told you that there's a war going on inside the Pi Network community right now, not with weapons but with numbers? A silent tug-of-war between a dream value of over $314,000 and a real-world price crawling around 60 cents. Yeah, you heard that right. On one side there's hope, vision, and community belief. On the other, cold, hard market reality. But here's the wild part. Both values are real. Welcome to the strange, brilliant, and controversial world of Pi Network's dual value model. In today's video, we're diving deep into the massive gap between Pi Network's global consensus value, GCV, and its actual trading price. We're talking about passionate pioneers defending their vision, critics calling it unsustainable, and the core team reportedly making moves behind the scenes to solve this massive price paradox. And yes, we'll also look at what this means for your Pi, your wallet, and Pi Network's future. Will the price recover? Will GCV hold the line? Or will the dream finally pop? But before we go full throttle, let's hear from you. Do you think the GCV still makes sense in today's Pi Network ecosystem? Or is it time we move on from it? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you've missed any of our past videos on Pi Network's latest developments, updates, price predictions, or mainnet progress, hit that link in the description. We've got you covered. Also, I want everyone watching to flood the comments with Pi Network to the moon and tell us where you're watching from. Let's see which country is repping Pi the hardest. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you want to support what we do and help us bring you the latest Pi Network news faster than a node sync. And hey, join our Telegram and Facebook communities too. Everything is in the description below. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing here is financial advice. Let's get started. So, what's going on in Pi Network right now? Well, let's just say things are a bit complicated. The price of Pi coin recently took a sharp fall. From previous highs, it nosedived to around 60 cents. That's an 80% correction. But what really shocked everyone wasn't just the crash. It was how this new exchange price clashed head-on with the legendary global consensus value that pioneers have been quoting for years. $314,159. Yes, that's the number. Over $300,000 per Pi. A number not just pulled out of thin air, but agreed upon by a chunk of the community and symbolically rooted in Pi's mathematical DNA. The result? A split reality. One Pi, two wildly different values. Some call it vision, others call it delusion. But no matter what side you're on, this is a debate the entire crypto world is watching. At the center of this debate are two major price markers. First, the global consensus value, GCV. The internal value agreed upon by many in the community. It's not exchange-based, it's idealistic, a belief in what Pi could be worth if widely accepted and fully adopted across economies. Then there's the exchange price, raw, real, and market-driven. The one you'll see on listings outside the Pi ecosystem, the one currently hovering below $1. Here's where it gets wild. The GCV and exchange price don't just disagree, they're galaxies apart. At one point, the GCV was over 500,000 times higher than the exchange price. That's not a typo. And as you'd expect, this kind of gap has triggered everything from memes to genuine confusion to heated arguments in Pi forums, Telegram groups, and developer circles. Now let's talk about someone who's been vocal in all of this. Mr. Spock, not the Vulcan, but a real Pi investor and ecosystem supporter. He argues that the dual value model isn't broken, it's strategic. According to him, the GCV isn't just fantasy, it plays a role in establishing trust with merchants, ensuring price stability within the Pi ecosystem, and protecting the platform from wild market swings and manipulations. He even hinted that this system could help align Pi's real-world utility with long-term value, giving developers and businesses something stable to build on. But even Spock admits, it's risky. Because here's the issue. If someone can buy Pi on an exchange for 60 cents and then spend it in the ecosystem at a value of $314,159, the system is open to abuse. It's like buying a coupon for $1 and redeeming it for a mansion. Who wouldn't game that? And that's where the trust cracks start to show. Critics say the GCV, while noble in theory, is unsustainable unless every part of the Pi ecosystem, merchants, apps, smart contracts, strictly enforces it. And guess what? That's not happening everywhere. Still, GCV defenders haven't given up. They argue that the value is backed by more than hype. In countries like Thailand and Vietnam, entire communities are reportedly transacting at the GCV rate. That means people are actually buying and selling using the symbolic value, not the market price. This isn't just talk. Some of these transactions are tied into smart contracts, with source codes available on GitHub for the public to inspect. The idea? If enough people believe in it and enough apps enforce it, maybe GCV can survive long enough to become a new standard. Maybe it can push Pi into a league of its own, far from volatile altcoins and speculative pump and dumps. To make that happen, though, something big needs to change. That's where the Pi Core team may be stepping in. According to reports, one of the major solutions being discussed involves restricting participation in the Pi ecosystem to only KYC-verified wallets. This would block potential exploits by bots and unverified users who try to game the dual value system. One proposed solution is using smart contracts hard-coded with GCV rules so transactions must follow the internal pricing. This could help protect merchants, stabilize the ecosystem, and buy time for Pi's real-world value to catch up. But is that enough? Remember, this is post-mainnet. Mining has stopped, tokens are migrating, and pioneers are now real currency holders. The dream of Pi being worth hundreds of thousands is no longer just talk. It's on trial. As soon as Pi hit external exchanges, the GCV dream stepped into the ring against market forces. Right now it's bleeding, but not defeated. Some believe the exchange price is still low due to poor liquidity, KYC delays, and limited listings. As more wallets migrate, KYC clears, and larger exchanges jump in, there's a theory that the price might start rising, slowly aligning more with internal expectations. Others believe the gap is too large to ever be bridged and that Pi should embrace its exchange price, ditch GCV, and build from the ground up, like every other successful project out there. Both sides have valid points. But in the end, the future of Pi's value, whether 60 cents, $314,000, or somewhere in between, depends on us. The pioneers, the developers, the merchants, the ecosystem builders, the validators. Because Pi Network has never been just a coin. It's a community experiment in decentralized trust, economic empowerment, and long-term belief. And right now, that belief is being tested like never before. So what did we just unpack? We broke down the wild world of Pi Network's dual value system, the dream of a $314,159 coin versus the reality of a 60-cent market. We looked at both sides, the supporters fighting to preserve the GCV dream and the critics calling for a reset. We explored what Pi Core team might be doing behind the scenes to fix the disconnect, from limiting ecosystem access to verified users, to enforcing smart contracts that honor the internal value. And now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the global consensus value is still the heart of the Pi Network dream? Or should the community accept the exchange price and move forward? Drop your answers in the comments section below. Also, if you've got any contributions, concerns, or even wild theories about where Pi Network is heading, feel free to let it all out in the comments. We read everything. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's your support that keeps these deep dive updates coming. And if you haven't already, jump into our Telegram and Facebook groups. The links are below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.